Welcome back to the Drive channel, and I wanted to give a quick update on the Ferrari behind me because I've been doing some work on the Broko Barchetta in this 2025, and so today's video is just going to be an update of what's been progressing on this car. It actually hasn't been that much. So the first thing I did was fix the pop-up headlights. Now I had been talking about this for 2 years now, and it just was one of those things where I kept putting it off, and you know, I don't drive the car typically at night anyway, so it really wasn't that big a deal. All right, so now you can see on the driver's side, you can actually go down through above. So you can see there's a screw, right, a nut, and then there's 3 that hold the motor on. So the first one holds the arm on that raises and lowers the headlight, and then you have 3 more. So I believe these are easiest to get to from above. Now on the other side, you have to go from below. But if you're going to do this work from above, obviously you're going to want to tape this off because all of the tools are going to mar the hell out of this headlight cover. So we want to make sure that is nice and protected, and we'll see how we get on with this. Okay, so here's the driver's side one out, and this is the unit here. So there's obviously there's the motor. This is actually how you move it. This is how you move it manually if you are stuck and you need to drive home in the dark and your lights aren't working, or the headlights aren't going up and down. I don't know if this one has been worked on or not, because I don't know what this weird sort of undercoating is on it. But yeah, I think the culprit is inside here. So I'm going to take this apart and see what exactly we can fix on this. So hopefully it will be fixable, because if not, then it's going to be very expensive to replace this, and probably have to do both. So let's see. But they are fixed. Essentially what happened was when you do fix the motors themselves don't typically go bad. It's actually a diode that's attached to the mechanism, and sometimes those diodes they go bad. So I replaced those. I had to kind of rediscover my soldering skills, which are terrible. I'm the worst solderer. The only thing I'm worse at than soldering is welding. So for some reason, bonding metal is not my thing, but I managed to do it anyway. Replace the diodes. They now work. And yeah, everything is all sorted as far as that goes. So the second thing was install the oil temperature gauge. So I started to put it in the center console, but as I was putting it in the center console, I realized that all of those wires were really packed in there. They're getting old and brittle, and so is the fascia that surrounds the 3 gauges in the center console. And I said, there's got to be a better way. So I gave it a little bit of thought, and when I bought the dual gauges were actually new old stock, and the face on the oil pressure gauge, which is the top out of the 2, was kind of bubbly, and it wasn't in the greatest condition. So I was always a little bit disappointed about that to begin with. And I thought, well, you know, I wonder if the movements for each of these sub gauges are all the same. Well, indeed they are. So as it turns out, you can put any gauge you want into the instrument pod. So if you wanted to, you could theoretically put the clock in the instrument pod. You could put the gas gauge in the instrument pod. So I elected to just leave the center console alone and put the oil temperature gauge in there. Not only does it seem to go there, because you have the oil temperature and then you have the water pressure just underneath it. So the 2 temperature gauges, it's kind of fun to see the interplay. But it's like at a glance you see the temperature of the engine, oil and water at the same time. So I'm actually very happy with that. But yeah, you could switch them out for anything, any of the sub gauges if you chose to. Other than that, I basically just cleaned the car. I've been driving it here and there. I'm registering it this year, so that's always a good thing, you know, so I can actually drive it someplace and not have to worry about being pulled over. That's a little bit expensive, because in this country, that's when you pay your sales taxes, when you register the car. So a little bit expensive, but it was always going to happen, so might as well be now. So that's it. That's what's going on with the car right now. No other big projects for the car this year. I might remove the drive block, which is the what requires the clicker to start the car up. It's a $900 part. You could just buy it, it plugs right in, and then you don't have to worry about clicking every single time you start the car. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet because it's less secure on one hand, but you could just start it up with the key. Plus you don't have to lose sleep over whatever happens to that key fob, because the key fobs are just they're really expensive, and they're ugly as hell. They're just terrible looking. Really, it's 90s. What do you want? So anyway, thanks for joining, and I'm going to have some more videos coming up very soon. Some more on the Aston Martin, and maybe some on the BMW as well. So stick with me, and I'll see you in the next video.